So hello, beautiful souls. Um, so I'm here today with my beautiful friend Mariam with Kartik, and we're in the flow chat. As usual, we come in to just chat from our hearts, letting it flow. And today we were wondering or kind of thinking about talking a little bit about confidence, owning our uniqueness and our confidence and our truth, and aiming a little bit towards helping those who need guidance into how to choose between options that we have out there. Like, for example, taking the vaccine or not taking the vaccine, or wearing a mask or not wearing a mask, little things like that, and kind of owning your truth without pointing fingers, without judging people, but staying really in our hearts, and and just doing what's right for us, right? For everyone individually. And so this is what we are coming to share with you today. So yes, go ahead, Mary, you can.
So beautiful and it's such a dear topic to me, about being authentic, about really being ourselves. I think growing up is one of the hardest things, especially at a certain age, when you want to fit in and when you want to have your friends and be popular. We start to sometimes let go of part of ourselves just to fit in. And nowadays we can really see how that is playing out there, as you mentioned, with the vaccine and with the mask and with decisions that we make. I find this so hard for a lot of people, including me, to be honest, as well, having to have those conversations and explaining, being able to be ourselves and make decisions that are right for us without letting that external pressure tell us to make decisions that we don't really are ready or want to make. It's so important to really keep checking in. That's my only thing, just check inside. Am I really feeling that this is right for me? Is this the right thing for me? And if it's no, then it's a very loving no. And I think it has been so volatile, where it turns into a finger pointing and name calling, and if you don't do it, you're asleep, and if you do, you're a sheep. And there's no need for any of that. It's not true for me, it's not right for me, and I love you for doing something different. I love you for following your truth, but it's not mine. And it doesn't need to be an argument. It doesn't need to turn into name calling and fighting. It's just very lovingly saying, it's not for me, or not for me now. I need more information. I want to see long-term consequences. So it's not for a now. Always open to change, always open to being corrected. I never pretend to know it all, but as of now, I don't feel it's right for me. And I think it would be beautiful if we were able to have those conversations when we hold space for all the possibilities, but we just choose the right one for me, and what is right for me may be different to yours. And that's the beauty of, I think, being human, is that we are all different, and there's room for all of us to express our uniqueness. So it's a challenging time for sure at the moment with certain decisions, but I think it's also a great learning opportunity where we really need to mature very quickly and make decisions that can have lifelong consequences.
Absolutely. Yeah. You want to add something, Kartik?
Yeah, I agree with Mary. Like, I feel, that's so important what you just said about name calling is not tolerated, yes, like for them could be, serving them, but for others it might not be. So I think it also comes down to respecting each individual like choices and really accepting that, because that's kind of like, if people take advantage, you're kind of losing your power, and that's where it comes down to our uniqueness. And it's so important that we own our truth, because this is why we're here in this planet, to live our best dream life. And if you have people, just manipulating or controlling others, I mean, what is the purpose, really? We got to answer that question. What is our sole purpose? What is our purpose here? So I think the confidence comes down to, letting people do their own free will. I see people lose confidence because people are forced to do things they're not wanting to do, or just trying to accept things that they don't feel comfortable in accepting. So it's I think it comes down to a lot of things out there. And I think, and it's like the vaccines, like you just mentioned, do really people want to take vaccine? Really? I mean, do people want to be, you got to push them to do it? It's kind of, there's a fine line, it's a boundary. And I think it's important that people have their own boundaries, to really say, no, I don't feel comfortable having that. For you, yes, it might be, good for them. But for me, no, I own my truth, I own my uniqueness. And that's why it's so important that everyone has their own uniqueness and has their own truth. And what they feel, it comes down to from the heart and the gut, not just from the mind, because the mind has so many tricks and traps and so illusion. And yeah, but I agree with you, Mary. What you said, I feel it, it's happening around. And yeah, that's pretty
And
much
for
what I
confidence, sometimes. Sorry. No, go.
I feel
Go,
that
Mindy.
no, I was just gonna add that is, when we talk about our confidence and owning our confidence, owning our uniqueness, owning who we truly are, owning our truth, it really is deep. It's respecting, it's having a little boundary to step up and say, this is not what I want, this is not what's right for me right now. So I have to stand in, and sometimes it's hard. I feel, I feel it's kind of sad, having people, because I did have somebody, reach out to me and say, hey, this is happening to me. And it's really sad that we're coming to the point where people are saying, family members that love each other are saying, hey, I'm not going to see you, and I don't want to see you if you don't get a vaccine or you don't do such and such. Why do we have to come to that? There's no need to that. People need to respect each other's boundaries, each other's truth. For somebody, it might be taking the vaccine, then fine, that's up to you. For those of us who don't agree with that, then we have to stand in our truth and say, hey, this is not my truth. I don't feel right with this, whatever the reason is. We respect that because it's coming out of love, it's coming out of respect, and everyone should respect each other. And it is sad that we're coming to the point where we're not respecting each other, and everybody's like, you got to do this, and pointing fingers, this and that, when, hey, hello, point your finger at yourself. And why are you wanting other people to do what you want? Do whatever needs to be done from your inside, from your truth, and forget about everybody else. And it's actually that's being unique. That's being owning your confidence, and your truth is going within, but also respecting other people. And when you draw that line, then right, that's how I feel about it. And it's really sad that we've come in, that we have, we're in that position, and people are in that position.
But I think with that confidence that you talk about, to be able to say, and because boundaries are there, we set boundaries out of self-love. So all this to me comes to that crucial piece that is self-love. You can't have that confidence, you can't set those boundaries if you are still fighting with yourself. So it is one of the, and I'm so passionate about this topic because self-love is always so forgotten, or it can be seen as this egoic thing that, oh, I'm the best, I'm out there. It has nothing to do with that. And it has 100% to do with being so authentic and knowing ourselves so much that you just embrace everything about you, the good, the bad, the ugly, the sad experiences, the amazing experience. What makes us unique is all of it. Is all of it. Is our quirks, are also our flaws. And I love my flaws. It took me forever to be able to say that. Maybe a couple of months ago, I didn't. It's been such a long time coming. But that, when you get to that place that you are so comfortable with yourself, when you can look at yourself in the mirror and see everything about you and embrace it and love it, then you can stand up in front of anybody and say, no, I worked so hard to get to this point. I'm so comfortable in myself that I'm willing to lose everything, but not give an inch of my essence away ever again. And that's a boundary out of love. And that's, I think, what we need to see a lot more, is to get to that place where we are never ever going to jeopardize an inch of our integrity, because integrity, authenticity, confidence, it all part of the same. It comes from owning who we are so much and with so much love that nothing else gets in the way. And it comes with a lot of inner work, doesn't it? I know we've all been on this journey.
That is so beautiful, Mary. It's so true. Self-love is like the first thing. If you don't love yourself, you don't know how to set boundaries, because you let people manipulate you, and there's a little fine line, and people might not notice it, and you know, it is okay, you know, we are where we are. But when you start awakening, when you start realizing and being aware what's happening, okay, I'm not loving myself, I'm just letting myself just act and do as everybody else is doing or telling me to do. But does this make sense to me? Is this in alignment with what I feel? Does it resonate with me? Am I loving myself? Am I doing the thing that's right for me? And then when you do that and you're actually loving yourself, yes, I love myself. And like you say, it's like it comes from within. And then you're able to choose so much easier, because you're like, oh my God, you know, I see so clearly, no, this is not for me. And I'm not going to let anything or anyone, you know, disturb that, you know, in any way. And you feel so much more like empowered. That's the word, right? Like so much empowered, and saying, no, it's just not for me. And that's it, you know? And it's beautiful. Yeah, it's very, it's
just used to it, knowing oneself and then loving what we know. So it needs self-knowledge and self-love. Yeah.
I totally agree with both of you. I definitely love is the centerpiece. And I just love this quote that I heard from, you know, from my research. And we talk about light, you know, how light is so important for us to give us the energy and stuff. So I look at light as the game changer, and love is the checkmate. So love is the centerpiece of everything. It's the, you know, it gives us, you know, confidence, gives us that uniqueness, our power, gives us that freedom. And like you said, gives us that boundary where we can say no. There are certain things we don't accept, certain things we, you know, allow in our field. So yeah, so definitely, you know, for me, it's like it's exactly what you said. It's just that when we see people, you know, follow others and, you know, taking the mask, or, you know, for example, vaccines, you know, it kind of makes you wonder, like, are they loving themselves for who they are? Are they knowing who they are? Like, do they know who they, you know, who they are inside? Because sometimes, like you said, the manipulation comes from not loving yourself, because it's like an easy target for all this, you know. So yeah, I mean, that's just something that, you know, I picked up from, you know, from what you said. And yeah, it just really interesting to know that confidence comes from the core of it, and that's love. I feel. Yeah.
And there's no easy way, like, you know, Mary was saying, it is commitment. When we trying to we obviously, being in tune with ourselves and being able to love ourselves takes a little bit of effort, because we have to go inside and see all of our flaws and all of our things that we might not like, right? But once you take a little bit of time to actually go within and just tap into who you truly are. People are so easily it's so easy to get involved in everything we see, right? Because it's there. It's so easy to be like following or doing this. It's because it's easy, because it's there. But it's hard to go inside and to tune inside and to be quiet and to listen, because we're not trained to do that. But the more we commit to that, the more we listen, and the more we sit quietly with ourselves and listen, we will receive answers. We will receive guidance, because we're always guided, right? We're always, there's always guidance, there's always protection, but you have to tap into that. And it takes effort, it takes commitment. And that's, there's no easy way out of it. It's not like you're going to have it one day and, but the key here is knowing that if something doesn't feel right for you, honor that. Don't let yourself say, okay, it doesn't feel right, but they're telling me to do it, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. No, don't give in to that, because that's giving your power away. Own your power, look inside of yourself, tap in, feel your heart, feel yourself, quiet your thoughts. There's too much chatter sometimes, but listening with the heart, and you're going to be guided to doing the right thing. And if it feels right for you, then anything else can be shut off, and that's it. Honoring yourself, that's loving yourself. So yeah, it's
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I think we are also so programmed to do the opposite. We are so trained into wanting to be like someone else. So that everything that you see on social media or in the movies, or the celebrity culture that we put all these people out there as the role models, not always reflecting back to us that we are not as pretty, we are not as beautiful, we don't have the whatever might be,
right
the
body,
hair, the
or
body, the money. So we are being told every day that we are not good enough, that that's the standard, that you want to be, that the best life ever is that life. And so then you see them, of course, their photos with the mask, their photos taking the job, and slow unconsciously is sending that message that, again, if you want to belong and be part of all of that, then forget about what you feel about it. You can go and do what they do and you'll be fine. That's what everybody's doing. So we are so trained.
is the easier way to
It's easier. It doesn't take any work, right? You just follow what someone else is telling you. And so it's so important to quiet the mind and quiet all those distractions as well, and start just that self-inquiry into, okay, what do I really, really want? Am I going to go and do this, whatever it might be? This is very extreme, the vaccines and the mask, but in everything, even when it comes to food, the lifestyle, whatever that is, am I doing this? Is that really what my body wants in this moment? Is that really what I want to do? Do I want to be partying and drinking, or is that true for me? And there's nothing wrong with everybody else doing it. It's not about judging, but it's about, is that right for me? And if it's a yes, then it's a yes. And if it's no, it's no. And it may vary as well. There might be days that you're more into certain lifestyle and other days are not. And it's a process, but it all starts with inquiring, if it's right for me.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said, Mary. You have to know who you are. I think that's the thing. Why did you come here? Like, it comes down to emotions. Like, how do you feel? Like, certain food, like you said, or going out to the park, or is this certain group of friends, are they really aligned to me? Are they using me? They have to think, or am I doing it because of love? I think it comes down to love, like, at the end of the day. Like, is it something that is serving my higher self? Is it why I'm here? Like, I think people need to know, what passion do you have for your life? What's your purpose, and stick to it. And if that makes you happy, do it. Like, don't follow some celebrity, like, to make you look good, or to make you feel like, that this is for me. If it's not, then don't do it. It's, people have different values and different life. the choose. I think that's so important, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
and it comes down to universe.
Values is also another key word. What's aligned to your values? That is so important to know. And some people don't even know what their values are. We are so used to just following,
Yeah. Kind of lose ourselves with everything else. It's so easy to lose ourselves. And that's the thing with social media, with the TV, it's so easy to lose yourself. But that's the thing, when you start tapping into yourself, I think that is the main focus in our chat today, in our flow, is to let you know that, don't get lost in the outside world. Take your time to fully go within. When you go within, you will find the answers. They're always there. They're always, always there, 100%. But you have to take the time to listen and not get lost in the outside world, because it's very easy to do that and to give your power away. Because when we do that, we're just giving our power away. We're staying empty. But when you fully gain your power and you're empowered and you're like, okay, this is my truth, then everything just kind of really opens up to you and you receive all the answers and you truly live from that place. So this is our message to you all. Own your uniqueness, own your confidence. And yes, it takes a little bit of effort, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it because you live from a different place. And that doesn't make you perfect. We're not perfect in any way. It's just that we're living from a different place, from our truest self and the best we can. And it's a daily work. It's a daily work. It's something that I'm sure Mary and Kartik can testify to. This is like an inner work that's never ending, never ever ending. You always have all these challenges to go through, but they become like not just easier to get through them, but like empowerment, because you know that every time you go through something, you come out stronger. You feel like more empowered. You feel like stronger. Okay, I got this. Oh, I got this. And then you have another one. And yeah, I got this. And yeah, you might dip a little bit, but yeah, you keep going up. So it's just tuning into that. And that's our message to anyone that's going through these hard times where they're put in a situation where they need to follow anyone else. No, follow your own truth and own your confidence and uniqueness. So yes.
And I want to add one more thing.
Sure.
Live your dream life. Live your dream life. Don't let anyone tell you can't live your dream life. Because you can. Just listen to your soul, listen to your heart, feel it out.
Yeah, following the dream, no matter, always having that vision. Sometimes I'm glad you said that, because it's like having a vision beyond the vision. Sometimes you don't dare to dream big because you feel like they're gonna be like, oh yeah, you're really gonna get there, you're really gonna do that. But no, have your dream. That's what excites us. That's what we're here for, at least to have some excitement and to know that those things can be available for us. They are available for us. We just have to kind of get out of our own way with our opposite thinking and all of these drama and things that we're used to, right? Just peeling all those layers away. So yeah. But yeah, living from the heart as much as we can and owning our truth and confidence. So that's what we want to leave you with. You want to add anything else, Mary, before we leave?
Oh no, it's just that, of course, it's not always easy, it's not always pretty, it's not always zen. But it is the more you know yourself, the more you realize that there's aspects that maybe you don't fully know. But every obstacle that comes in the way is a beautiful opportunity to go a bit deeper, and as you said, come out of it stronger, more confident, more present with what really is going on. And yeah, it's not always easy, but it's so worth it because you can't be manipulated from that place.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, guys, for being here with me and sharing your energy. And thank you guys for listening and watching. And we'll see you again next week again with the chat flow. So take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks, man.
Bye.